Hello, everyone. My name is Weifeng Xu, and I come from the University of Baltimore. In this presentation, I will talk about the paper visualizing and reasoning about presentable digital forensic evidence with knowledge graphs. In this presentation, first, I will provide some background on digital forensics and explain the challenges of presenting digital evidence in the courtroom. We named the challenge Evidence Presentable Problem. After that, I will demonstrate a knowledge graph-based approach to address the evidence presentable problem. We named the graph as Digital Forensic Knowledge Graph. Also, I will briefly show a case study that uses a digital forensic knowledge graph to capture the digital forensic intelligence of a cybercriminal case and demonstrate how to reason presentable evidence using the knowledge graph. Finally, I will conclude the paper with the benefits of using digital forensics knowledge graph. So what is digital forensics? Digital forensics is the process of examining and interpreting data from digital device to find out what happened. Typical processes include identification, collection, examination, and analysis of data while preserving the integrity of the information and maintaining a strict chain of custody for the data. Digital forensic evidence cannot be overstated because it is the key to proving someone is guilty or innocent of the action they have been charged. As digital forensic professionals, we need to testify in court as an expert to present and interpret evidence to various audiences. Presenting and interpreting digital evidence in the courtroom is challenging. Imagine a Friday afternoon in week 3 of a trial. The jury has returned from lunch, and we are presented computer forensic examiners through very expert and professional comments, their verb evidence of the facts and their opinions of what occurred. The jury looks at the book containing the extracted data, emails, log files, or other data. If half of the jury is still listening after 5 minutes, it would be considered good going. If 2 of them understand what is being said, that would be an amazing achievement. It is not difficult to spot at least 2 problems. First, computer forensic examiners, juries, and judges usually have a different technical background. It may be difficult for forensic examiners to explain what digital forensics evidence is and let jury and judge trust it because evidence often is in binary form. Second, strictly speaking, everything computer forensic examiner said in the courtroom is an opinion, as indicated by National Research Council. With the exceptions of nuclear DNA analysis, no forensic method has been rigorously shown to have the capacity to consistently and with high degree of certainty demonstrate a connection between evidence and a specific individual or source. We have proposed a knowledge graph-based approach to make digital forensic evidence presentable. The resultant graph not only puts evidence information in context through linking and the semantic metadata of evidence, but also describes how digital examiners interact with evidence. We name the graph Digital Forensic Knowledge Graph, or DFKG for simplicity. It is different than web ontology language. Its main purpose is to describe and exchange static metadata of entities. All evidence in DFKG is presentable digital forensic evidence, or pre-DI for simplicity. DFKG supports the following criteria of pre-DI. Authenticity. A piece of digital forensic evidence is proven to be genuine and not a forgery. Integrity. A piece of digital forensic evidence should not have been tamped. Validity. The validity of evidence means that a tool used in forensic examination meets standards. Credibility. The credibility of evidence demonstrates a forensic examiner who will be responsible for the discovery or interpretation of artifacts. Relevance. Evidence is relevant if it has any tendency to make a fact more or less probable than it would be without the evidence, and the fact is of consequence in determining the action. In the proposed approach, a DFKG consists of 3 types of objects: cyber case descriptive object, cyber forensic observable object, and cyber forensic domain object. The first type of object is cyber case descriptive object. The type of object captures a criminal case's background information, including suspect, victims, investigators, and sees the disk images as shown in the figure. Each object has a list of predefined metadata. The type of object is used to answer questions such as who is the nature of the cybercrime, who are the suspects, who are the victims, who is assigned to the case, where are those raw images acquired from. The second type of object is the cyber forensic observable object. It is the smallest identifiable and comprehensible artifact generated from information technology infrastructures, and the device use the infrastructures. The figure showing that a file has been visited and evidence is left on the disk partition. The disk partition contains the file, and the file visit information is recorded in a file visit object. The file visit object describes how and why the file was visited. The third type of object is cyber forensic domain object. It focuses on investigation procedures and specifies how criminal activities are reconstructed, what evidence is associated with those activities, and how evidence is observed and identified. There are 4 important objects in this category. Timeline object. It provides a chronologic-based reporting format to describe how reconstructed criminal activities are organized. Action object. One cyber criminal activity performed by the threat actors. Investigation tool object. It refers to as software or a hardware tool that is used by the investigators to perform digital forensic investigation on artifacts. Indicate object defines a pattern that can be used to detect suspicious or malicious cyber activities. Let's use DFKG to capture digital forensic intelligence of an illegal image possession case. The case study was originally used in 2005 Digital Forensic Research Workshop Rodeo Challenge. Here is the background story. The city of New Orleans passed a law in 2004 making possession of 9 or more unique rhino images a serious crime. The network administrator at the University of New Orleans recently alerted police when his intrusion detection system flagged illegal rhino traffic. Evidence in the case includes 3 networking trace or log files, a USB key seized from one of the university's labs, which is DD disk image. We have built a DFKG based on the investigation process. If you are interested in the investigation process, you can access using the GitHub link. The DFKG shows the captured digital forensic intelligence of the case. Since the DFKG is huge and our time is limited, let me show you how DFKG supports reasoning evidence using a subgraph of the DFKG. Assume a digital forensic professional in the courtroom needs to show juries evidence that indicates a suspect has deleted an illegal image. A subgraph highlighted in the DFKG provides a rigorous explanation. The subgraph starts from the criminal case object here and ends at the deleted file that contains illegal rhino picture. The information in the subgraph is described as follows. The criminal case has a reconstructed timeline with criminal actions. One of the actions is labeled as deleting image, while the deleted image for information is described in a file object. The indicate object contains a pattern that explains the reason why we believe the suspect deleted an illegal image, because the examiner observed a picture, which is the file. The picture has a content tag with rhino. The rhino picture was recovered using a photo recovering tool named PhotoRect version 7.1. There are many technical details described in the paper and I have not covered in the presentation due to the time constraints. For example, I have skipped graph relations and graph formalization. Still, we can see some benefits of using DFKG, including representing comprehensive intelligence of criminal case, demonstrating that the acceptance of evidence specified in DFKG meets the pre-die criteria, identifying pre-die criteria for cross-jurisdictional acceptance of digital evidence. It is worth noting that we can use DFKG as a basis for AI-embedded evidence analysis. For example, we can utilize graph neural network for evidence discovery and evidence validation. Do you have any questions?